A Carlsbad man out thousands of dollars because of a sophisticated phone scam, and he's now sharing his story so it doesn't happen to you. Thank you for joining us tonight for this special edition of ABC 10 News. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
It's good to be with you. I am Wale Ali. Scammers are using victims' phone numbers to drain their bank accounts. As Team 10 investigative reporter Austin Grabbage shows us, it all starts with something called SIM swapping.
Almost like somebody stabbed me and took $38,000 from my wallet. I can't let this go. I'm never going to let this go.
Justin Chan is trying to cope with losing $38,000.
The night of September 4th, it was about 11 p.m. I'd gotten some initial notifications on my phone that were very unusual. My passwords were changed.
His iPhone had stopped working.
I couldn't make any calls in or out. And it shows up on your phone in the upper left-hand corner that there's SOS rather than bars that show.
The next morning, the Carlsbad resident learned someone had called his cell phone provider, Xfinity Mobile, and convinced them to transfer his phone number to a device he didn't own. This is known as the SIM swapping scam. And due to new eSIM technology, thieves no longer need to steal a physical SIM card to gain access to a victim's phone.
So I told them that this is not me. Why did you switch the phone line over? And they basically said, we have verification. And I asked them, what kind of verification did you have? And said, we had the last 4 digits of your credit card. And I thought, that was not me. And why would you do that?
5 days later, Chan got a chilling letter in the mail from Bank of America showing 3 wire transfers totaling $38,000.
So up until that point, you had no idea?
I had no idea. At that point, the culprit took hold of my email account, and he had actually thrown away the notifications that I usually get from Bank of America.
And once you found out that $38,000 was gone, what were you thinking?
Fear, distress, horror. There was $38,000 in the checking account, and now it was left with $200.
Chan is frustrated Bank of America didn't flag the wires as suspicious. He says they went through in the middle of the night while he was sleeping.
I've never wired money out of Bank of America. It's just been money that's been sitting there waiting for my mom to use as rent, as funds, as food, as utility payments.
Nationally, the FBI says SIM swapping cost victims more than $48 million last year. So far, in 2024, the FBI is aware of about 800 cases of SIM swapping. Intelligence analyst David Tomaz says at least 9 of those cases are in San Diego, but
I think there's massive underreporting, though.
Walk me through why this is so problematic for someone who's a victim of this. What happens when they get the number ported over?
They're accessing different accounts. They're using the two-factor authentication text messages as a bypass. So they're getting into your email accounts, they're getting into financial accounts, they're getting into any other online identity they need access to, and then they can wreak all sorts of havoc on your online identity.
How easy is it for scammers to use this to get into your phone?
It can be very easy. It depends on their technical sophistication and the training that the company is using.
two-factor authentication codes are meant to be an extra layer of security to keep the bad guys out of your bank account, social media sites, and email. But they can be used against you if a criminal hijacks your phone number. Experts have advice so you don't become a victim.
You can protect yourself by taking a few steps. You want to make sure that you're keeping unique passwords. That's very important. You can also contact your phone carrier and ask about setting up a PIN. So whenever there is a change to your account, this PIN will be required.
It seems like a nightmare if this happens to you.
This is an absolute nightmare. This is something that you want to make sure that as soon as you find out or get any clue that this might have happened to you, that you contact your phone carrier immediately, and make sure that you also let your financial institutions know as soon as possible.
Chan followed that advice and reported the incident. Soon after, the bank sent him this letter. It said, Based on our research, we've determined your claim can't be honored. Our investigation found the transaction in question was confirmed valid by you via SMS text message.
That was just as bad as the criminal taking the money from me initially.
Chan then reported the crime to Carlsbad police, along with what he thought was a pretty important clue. Remember that letter showing the 3 wires? One transfer for $20,000 went to a Wells Fargo account with the recipient's name listed. So who is that man? I started digging and confirmed he's a convicted felon in Sacramento. Team 10 is not naming him because he has not been charged in this case. The man has been charged 35 times over the years for other crimes. Since 2001, he's been sentenced for using fraudulent checks, theft by false pretenses, and having a stolen car. Just last year, a judge sentenced him on felony drug charges. I asked Carlsbad police if they were aware of what I found. The department told me a detective has been assigned to this case and is actively pursuing multiple investigative avenues. Adding, we take these cases very seriously and utilize all available resources to hold those responsible accountable. It's little comfort to Chan, who is still out $38,000. He wants to see the authorities and bank go after the fraudster.
I'm bewildered as to why I can't get the amount of assistance where I have a lot of the documentation, I have a lot of the evidence.
Team 10 pressed Bank of America for answers. After we got involved, the bank reopened Chan's case. A spokesperson told Team 10 Bank of America prioritizes client protection and we reimburse our customers for fraud losses resulting from verified unauthorized transactions. Chan is still waiting to see if the bank will refund him. Xfinity Mobile told Team 10 it is now working with Chan. The company says SIM swapping is a problem affecting the entire cell phone industry, and all providers are trying to combat it.